Okay, this one is going to be short, like very, very short. So I'm on my 24-hour work day stuff again. Today is 23rd of February. I'm going to be so I just want to quickly, like, there's something got two things got to me yesterday. This one's like one, and then the other one maybe I was supposed to like make it yesterday, but I just like I don't know, I slept off. Um but it's gonna be very short. So alchemy, right? Alchemy. So alchemy is like the process of like um turning one thing into another thing. So for instance, yeah, turning gold into like um turning like a metal, like I don't know, bronze into gold, or turning like silver into gold, or turning like um it's just like converting one thing from one form into another. That's like the base of alchemy, right? Now the cornerstone of alchemy is something called like and alchemy was like really big in, especially in the medieval times, right? It was like a very, very big thing, right? Because it was like it's magic essentially. It's like the height of magic. It's like the, you know, it changes everything essentially. It's the height of magic. And if you think about it too, in a way, it's like the height of science too, because science is all about like states. Science is like the cornerstone of science is matter, and then matter. There are three types of matter. There's solid, there's liquid, and there's gas. And with alchemy, you can like do all sorts of conversion essentially. So you are defying even matter itself, right? So it's like the height of science too. Now the cornerstone of alchemy, pun intended, is something called, is a stone actually. So back in the day, they believed that in all these ancient cultures, they believed that the best way to perform alchemy is with a stone, right? And Bible also is like littered with a lot of examples of alchemy. So for instance, there's a story about in the Bible where God told Moses to like, Moses was like kind of afraid. He saw a burning bush, and God was like, "You should take what is in his hand." He said it was a rod, and God was like, "Yeah, throw your rod down." And then he threw a rod down, and the rod became a snake. That is like advanced alchemy, right there, right? And then God was like, "Okay, you should take the rod back," and then the rod became like a rod again. And there's another part and then when you go to like Egypt, the Egyptians, they did the same thing too. So that was like alchemy essentially. So alchemy is like the height of like everything. But cornerstone of making alchemy, at least in like medieval times, in modern age times, is like a stone. There's something called, not Rosetta Stone, Philosopher's Stone, right? There's this Philosopher's Stone thing there. So if you read the Bible, yeah. So God was telling me yesterday that if you read the Bible, that there are three things Satan tempted Jesus with, right? The first one of the temptations essentially, three of them were very significant. But the second one of the temptations was that if Jesus was actually the Son of God, he should, very curiously, yeah, pun intended here. I'm sure he intended the pun too. He should turn like stones into bread, And you're like, huh? And and that, so essentially he was asking him to like to do alchemy. You're like, huh? He should like turn stone to bread. And if you look at the first miracle Jesus did too, right? The first thing he did in his life was like prime alchemy. He was like the first recorded miracle was like a wedding in I think Canaan or something like that. And it was like they ran out of wine, and it was like, okay. And his mom was like, he should like get the guest wine, and he was like, he doesn't want to. There's not his time, but his mom insisted, and so he went on to like turn water into wine, which, again, alchemy, prime alchemy. In church they'll say, "Oh, it's a miracle." This is alchemy, like prime alchemy, right? So I think Satan must have caught wind of all those things. And he was like, okay, you're claiming to be God, right? Okay. If you're truly the Son of God, then it means that you're the alchemist of the alchemist. Okay, so without a philosopher's stone, turn these stones into bread. Do you get that? Do you see the play there, the sense play there? And Jesus was like, hey, nah. I think he was like, man shall not live by bread alone. The whole night. So essentially, I don't want to like go into it, but essentially, like Jesus is like is also was also an alchemist. There's like a lot of like examples and everything in the Bible, right? But the cool thing is like him himself, he doesn't need, like I said, to do alchemy, at least in medieval times. They said you needed like a philosopher's stone, right? But just like it does not like need the stone. It's like this sounds very cheesy. This is gonna sound very cheesy, but it's the truth. It's like the stone the builders rejected. You get it? Like cheesy as fuck. Well, so essentially, it doesn't. It's like the philosopher's stone himself, right? So it can do unlimited alchemy, and you see all those alchemic things like walking on water, making water that's something that is liquid into like solid that can hold its weight, which is alchemy. All those things, it's just alchemy, back to back alchemy. But it doesn't have to. But it doesn't need a philosopher's stone because it is the philosopher's stone. Do you get it? Yeah. I was going to get into alchemy with like programming, and I think this AI thing, yeah, I think we're going into like, I say doing model now, but I think in the end is like, we're going to enter like this alchemic phase of it where we're seeing like a little bit of it with all these multimodal models, right? Models that can take any input. Essentially, they can take audio, video, or text, which is like the matter of data. Matter is like solid, liquid, and gas, right? So the matter of data is audio, video, and text, right? Literally every content you consume on the internet, right, is either in audio form, in video form, or in text form. Those are like the three. That is like those are the three. That is the matter of like, of data essentially. And now with all these multimodal models, right, we have like these alchemic models essentially that can move that data into text, audio, or video, like that. You can move. Well, again, it's like a long story. That's another like story entirely, right? But so essentially, I don't want to make it about AI. This one is about Jesus, right? So yeah, so that's it. Okay, so let me just talk about the other one. The other one is like, I'm just going to quickly touch on it. It's no, but that one I'm just going to show it. It's okay.